Being a homeschool mom often means working in isolation. We create lesson plans, track transcripts, manage co-ops, and support extracurriculars, usually without the daily feedback loop that public and private school parents get. And one of the biggest fears many of us carry is this: am I doing enough? Am I preparing my child well enough so that when they apply to college, they'll be able to compete with students from more traditional backgrounds? First, let me reassure you, homeschoolers absolutely can and do get admitted to top colleges across the country. Admissions committees recognize the value of homeschooling. But here's the thing: navigating the application process can feel like a whole new world. And one of the most confusing parts is understanding the actual admissions decisions colleges make. So today, I want to break down the four most common outcomes your student may receive after submitting an application: accepted, denied, deferred, and waitlisted. We'll define each one, talk about what it means for your student, and discuss next steps so you and your child feel confident moving forward. Let's start with the one we're all hoping for: acceptance. When your student is accepted, it means admissions committees have reviewed the application and determined that your child meets their academic and community standards. It's a huge win and an affirmation that homeschooling prepared them well. But here's an important note: sometimes accept doesn't mean the same thing at every college. For example, some colleges may offer regular admission, which is a straightforward yes, you're in. Others might offer conditional acceptance, where your student needs to maintain their GPA during the senior year or fulfill other specific course requirements. And some will admit your student but require them to start in the summer semester instead of the fall, especially if space is limited. The takeaway: an acceptance is worth celebrating, but make sure you carefully read and understand the acceptance letter to understand any conditions. Next, the hardest word to hear: denied. If your student is denied, it means the admissions committee has made a final decision not to offer admissions. Unlike a deferral or a wait list, there is no next step at this particular college for the admissions cycle. This can be disappointing, especially for homeschool families who may feel the rejection is a reflection on their homeschool program. But remember, a denial is not a verdict on your child's potential or the quality of your homeschool. It's simply a reflection of that college's priorities, class size, and applicant pool in that specific year. Here's the mindset that I recommend: treat a denial not as a closed door, but as redirection. The right fit college is still out there, and sometimes it's the second or third choice that turns out to be the perfect environment for your student to thrive. Now we'll talk about deferrals, because this one causes a bit of confusion. A deferral often happens when a student applies early action or early decision. Instead of accepting or denying your student right away, the admissions committee defers the application to the regular decision pool. What does this mean? The college is saying, we're not ready to make a decision just yet. Your student is still in the running, but they want to compare them against the larger applicant pool. For homeschool families, a deferral can actually be an opportunity. This is your chance to strengthen the application. Between the early deadline and the regular deadline, there are a couple of things that you can do. Send updated transcripts and grades. Submit new standardized test scores if applicable. Add additional recommendation letters or updates on extracurricular achievements. The takeaway is a deferral is not a soft rejection. It's a wait till we need more context. Encourage your student to stay positive, keep working hard, and provide meaningful updates to the admissions committee. Finally, let's look at the wait list. When a student is waitlisted, the college has decided an application is strong enough that they would admit your child if space becomes available. Here's how it works. Colleges admit a certain number of students, but also expect that a certain percentage will not enroll. If more admitted students decline their offers than expected, the school will go to the waitlist to fill those spots. Being on the waitlist is not a guarantee. Sometimes very few students are admitted off the waitlist. Other years, many are. It depends entirely on how the admitted class shapes up. What should you do if your student is waitlisted? Accept the waitlist offer if your child is still genuinely interested in attending. Reaffirm interest or write a short letter or email to admissions explaining why this college remains a top choice. You can also make a backup plan. Encourage your child to commit to another school by the May 1st deadline so they're not left without a spot if the waitlist doesn't move. For homeschoolers, this can feel like limbo, but it's important to frame it positively. Being waitlisted means your student is qualified and competitive. They just ran into space limitations. So to recap, accepted means yes. Celebrate and review the conditions. Denied means no from this school, but there are always other opportunities. Deferred means not yet, and it's your chance to strengthen the application. Waitlisted means maybe. Your student is qualified, but space has to open up. As homeschooling moms, it's natural to worry that we haven't done enough, but understanding these academic decisions is one more way to equip yourself and your student for success. Remember, a decision letter does not define your child's worth or your work as a homeschool parent. What matters most is helping them find the right college fit where they can grow, thrive, and launch into adulthood with confidence. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with another homeschooling mom who's also navigating the college admissions journey. And in the comments, let me know, which of these 4 decisions feels the most confusing or stressful to you right now? I'd love to create more videos to support you. I'll see you in the next one.